8th grade and freshman year of high school. And I just fell in love with the instrument. Like I bonded, no, I bonded with the process because I didn't even have a drum set for like the first 4 months of learning to play. I had a pair of sticks and a pillow, and I would just pat that thing all day long. And I just fell in love with just another way to expend this overflow of energy I had as this spastic child. It was so much more than an instrument to me. Like it was an outlet, and slowly it began to encompass so many more aspects of my life than just that hour or two a day I would spend behind the kit. Drumming provokes creativity and improvisation more than any other instrument that there is, in my opinion. You can do whatever you want back there, as long as you are staying in rhythm. And I love that because I hate following the rules. There's such a go with the flow, do something different, do something weird mentality behind a drummer and the style of playing. And you can literally do whatever you want back there as long as you keep the flow going and stay on rhythm. And I love that. And you create a sound so people know it's you when you're playing, and that's unbeatable. Like that's all we want as human beings naturally. Like we want originality and uniqueness, and I think like drums encompass all of that. I've seen like that go with the flow, do something different mentality just carry itself naturally into other aspects of my life. Academically, for example, I think music inspires critical thinking because you are creating the sound, like you're constantly creating something new. No, everybody has a different thought process going on in their head, and learning is just finding new creative ways to retain information. The next thing I'll mention is relationships, and I want to pair relationships with opportunities in life because I've met so many incredible people through music. Learning to play together learning to apply that skill, that singular instrument to a band setting, playing as a team, telling a story all together is probably the craziest experience I've ever had in my journey of just learning to become a better drummer, because you think about that process of listening to music. When you're listening to a song, your brain wavelengths align themselves with the rhythm of that song. And so when you're playing together as a band, you're all on the same wavelength. And that is just powerful. I mean, that is crazy to wrap your head around. Like the bonds, like the friendships made are so strengthened in those moments. It's an unbeatable experience, and you can't get that connection through any other outlet. Like as a drummer, I'm not just going back there hitting stuff randomly and stuff that sounds cool. I'm telling a story. I'm depicting a feeling through every song. I mean, the number of times I've gone in the room and just wailed on the kit for hours, that's a representation of anger if I've ever seen it. And then for the next day to just be toasted in a jazz trio, and that's beauty. I go to a college here in Nashville called Belmont, and the people here are different, and they're weird, and they're fun to be around, and they're positive, and I'm convinced that the underlying source of that, like the reason, is because we are all tied so closely to our music in general, and everybody has their tool of expression. Some people have a really difficult time understanding why I would dedicate, or why any of us here would dedicate 4 years of our life to just playing music and trying to grow ourselves in that aspect. They ask us what we're going to do when we graduate, and we're just like, I don't know, man. Throw me in a band. If I get to play drums every day, I could care less. I think we need more music in today's world. People need to acknowledge, like, the importance in having that connection. It brings people together. Getting to fulfill that passion every day is a dream. It doesn't matter what I have and what I don't have. I get to play drums every day. I wouldn't trade that for the world. So we'll see what happens.